F1 2023 preseason testing has just concluded, and we have a lot to talk about. The teams have been hard at work over the winter break, developing and fine-tuning their cars to gain an edge over the competition. And from what we've seen in testing, it's shaping up to be one of the most exciting seasons in recent memory. We saw blistering lap times, unexpected driver performances, and a glimpse of what's to come in the battle for the championship. But don't just take our word for it. We've got all the highlights and analysis you need right here. So sit back, grab your favorite racing snacks, and join us as we break down what we learned from F1 2023 preseason testing. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you never miss an update from the world of Formula One. That which was best has even gotten better. Get ready for a serious dose of speed, because Red Bull has upped their game once again. Their preseason testing showed that they are technically very good, so there is no question that they are a strong team with a winning plan. The car had great short-run and long-run speeds, and it stayed on the track with ease and precision while racking up a huge number of miles. The debut of the Red Bull RB19 on the first day of testing may not have generated a lot of buzz, but it was a refined version of their championship-winning RB18, showing that this is a team that values the power of incremental improvements. They have left no stone unturned in their pursuit of greatness, including meticulously refining the weight of the car. Despite not having a significant speed advantage, Red Bull appeared to have the upper hand over Ferrari in terms of long-run tire management. This tells us that they have a winning combination of both speed and strategy, which will make them a force to be reckoned with on the track. All indicators point to Red Bull and Max Verstappen as deserving preseason favorites. Based on how well they did in tests, it's clear that they are not resting on their laurels and are determined to stay at the top. So buckle up, because the competition is fierce this year, and Red Bull is ready to take on all challengers with confidence and precision. Ferrari's confidence debuts news headlines. There is some intriguing news from the world of Formula One, as Ferrari continues to make headlines with its calm confidence in its car. Although they didn't necessarily blow the competition out of the water during preseason testing, the team is feeling positive about their progress and the potential of their car. During the last day of testing, Ferrari appeared to be within 0.2 of a second of Red Bull when the track was slower, which is an impressive feat. However, their long-run pace was not as spectacular. Even so, Ferrari says that the testing period was very productive because they made a lot of progress in finding the best tuning range for the car and proving that it is reliable. Of course, not everything went perfectly during testing, and there were some failed tests where the car appeared to be less promising. But Ferrari is sure that the car can reach the level of performance that is needed under the right conditions. Interestingly, there haven't been any major changes made to the car, but Charles Leclerc has noted that it is slightly faster on the straights and slightly more difficult to drive through corners than last year's model. This is a strategic compromise that Ferrari has made to try to even out the gap in straight-line speed between them and Red Bull. While it's clear that Ferrari will be Red Bull's main competition this season, it remains to be seen just how close the two teams are in terms of performance. So get ready for an exciting season ahead, with plenty of twists and turns in store. The escape from the middle of the field? Buckle up, F1 fans, because there's a new team looking to make a move up the field. While Aston Martin may not be shouting from the rooftops about their preseason test results, many are saying that this team has the potential to give Mercedes a run for its money. With the talented Fernando Alonso behind the wheel, the Aston Martin proved to be faster than the Mercedes over multiple laps of a simulated race. And thanks to impressive tire wear, it was even competitive with Ferrari. While Alonso's C4 lap wasn't perfect, his C3 lap was almost as fast as Lewis Hamilton's. And with a 1-second difference between the two, Alonso could have even been ahead of Hamilton. From day 1 to day 3, the ANR23 showed impressive competitiveness on the track, regardless of the conditions and tire compounds. Of course, it's worth noting that this picture could be distorted by fuel loads and engine modes. But there's plenty of data to suggest that the team's progress is real. So if you're looking for a team to root for in the upcoming season, keep an eye on Aston Martin. They just might be the ones to break out of the middle of the pack and make a name for themselves at the front of the field. In search of clarity, Mercedes' preseason performance leaves more questions than answers. Mercedes' performance during the preseason testing in Bahrain was a roller coaster ride. The team had a solid start on Thursday but struggled on Friday, only to pick up the pace on the final day. However, their position in the pecking order remains unclear. While Mercedes doesn't seem to have the edge over Red Bull, it is also not firmly holding on to its third position. The progress made on a penultimate day was impressive, but not enough to draw a clear conclusion. Mercedes had hoped for more than just 3 days of preseason testing, as it makes it challenging for them to fine-tune their car. Still, Andrew Shovlin, who is in charge of trackside engineering, said that the team has a much clearer idea of where we need to put our efforts. The team has achieved good car balance, which may be due in part to re-optimization around the updated Pirelli tires for 2023. On the last day, the car showed some improvement, with Hamilton able to push it to its limits during performance laps. However, there were still moments when the cars struggled for traction. Fortunately, the car doesn't have a porpoising problem, which must come as a relief to the team. Even though testing had its ups and downs, Mercedes is still a strong team, and it will be interesting to see how they do in the coming season. Optimistic signs emerge from testing as teams surpass previous lap times. In preparation for the new Formula One season, teams have been put to the test in preseason trials, with new regulations and adjustments made to the car's floor height. A predicted half-second performance loss seemed to be looming, but much to everyone's surprise, 7 of the 10 teams have already surpassed their qualifying lap times from last year's Bahrain Grand Prix. And while some teams like Ferrari and Alpine have held back performance during testing, it's still clear that several teams have significantly improved their cars since the end of last season. Based on this small set of early data, Aston Martin and AlphaTauri look especially good. So will we see a slowdown this year? Only time will tell. In terms of speed, Alpine is more capable than it appears to be. The Alpine team had a tough time during testing, with their speed on paper looking disheartening. They were the slowest of all 10 teams, finishing 2.457 seconds behind the leading time, and the only team to perform worse than the previous year's Bahrain test. On top of that, they completed the second fewest laps, but the team is still happy with how they did. And Principal Otmar Schaffnauer says he has quiet confidence in them after seeing that the test went much better than the numbers showed. When it came to long-distance speed, the Alpine team surprised everyone by showing they were much more capable than their lap times suggested. They were only slightly behind the pace of the regular midfield group, which included Aston Martin. It's unlikely that these two teams, who took completely different approaches during testing, will be so far apart by the following weekend. To add to the excitement, the team will make a change to the car next weekend. Technical Director Matt Harmon has said that the change will be noticeable, but he won't say what it will be. Also, Esteban Ocon and Pierre Gasly were both upbeat and positive about how the car was handled. Even though there were a few problems during testing, such as setup changes taking longer than expected because the new car, especially the modified pushrod rear suspension, was unfamiliar, it was a good test for the French team. And that's a wrap on our analysis of the 2023 preseason testing. So, what do you think? Did you see anything that surprised you? Do you think we're in for an exciting season? We want to hear from you. Share your thoughts and predictions in the comments section below. Thanks for watching.